Okay, in this video I'm going to look at AQA's large dataset for A-level maths for A-level statistics. Now, A-level AQA for A-level maths, they look at cars on their large dataset. So this is specific just to AQA. I've already done Edexcel already in this 6 series. So first thing we're going to look at then is the make of car. Now, I quite like this stuff, and I never used to teach it. It only came in 2017, so they're pretty new. Types of car. Wait, we should know BMW, we should know Ford. Ford is another classic one. We've got Toyota, make of car. There are 2 more that you should be aware of. There are Vauxhall and Volkswagen. Now, I say Volkswagen because the W is pronounced with a H in German, so don't know. There are 2 years that you have to be aware of, which is 2002, and that's compared with 2016. So we've got those 2 years that you should be aware of. There are 3 regions where all these car sales are taking place. There is London. There's 2 more. There's the Northwest. So typically AQA is normally in the Northwest, so you'll be able to look at these sort of stuff when you look at your large data sets. And then we've got the Southwest as well. So we have those there. There are also 5 types of propulsion. 5 propulsion types. I would, if you're watching this as a recap video, I would make notes of these. These are quite useful. We have petrol. We have diesel. Of course we have diesel, it's a classic. Then we have electric. One thing to note about the electric car is there is only 1 of them. So I would say, look at the large data set, try and find it. I'm not going to give that away because that is an exercise for the reader, that one. Gas/petrol, there's only 1 of those. And then we've got half and half electric and petrol, so combine. Alright, so we have those there. There are units for these things. Now the types of units you'll be aware of are things like grams per kilometre. For kilometre, now grams per kilometre, I would also write as GKM to the -1. And that is on emissions. So things like CO2, etc. Kilograms for mass, of course, not weight, because weight is measured in newtons. Now, this is important because this includes a 75 kilogram driver. I.e., if you wanted the mass of the car, you would have to take away that 75 at the end of a calculation to make sure you get the mass of the actual car and not the mass of the driver as well. You might want the mass of the driver, which is fine, so make sure you leave that calculation in. Otherwise, don't bother including it. The last one is centimetres cubed, which in this case we use for engine size. Centimetres cubed is like volume, so looking at things like the volume of petrol in a tank, for example. It could be that, and we could model it as a differential equation that we can end up solving. So it's these kinds of questions that we keep using. Now, there are 5 keeper or title IDs. So we have male, female. There are 3 more you should be aware of. There's the not used, which realistically I don't tend to use. There is unknown. It should be spelled unknown. So these could be things like reverends, doctors, etc. So ones with like special job types, that kind of thing. And then there are company lease. So if a company is using it, for example, Amazon have their vans, don't they? So it could be something to do with a van, for example. So I have to take that into account. Well, the last thing is like missing data and errors. There might be errors in the data set, someone might have put in the wrong like, for example, I know some people might put the wrong type in, or it happens. So there might be the odd missing error. For example, the 75 kilogram might not actually be 75 kilos, it could be 77, or it's these odd little things that you will find out in your course. Alright? And that is everything that you need to know for AQA's large data set.